Shalom, Kahalo, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakudash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us its truth. Shalom, salutations to all the brothers that push the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David. Brother Yahshua with a quick lesson. And it's basically more of the same. We're in this time. This is the time that we're in. And so these same scriptures are going to come out. This is hastening the day. When you push this vibration out, these things are going to come to pass. They're coming to pass as we speak. All right, so this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, and here we come on this holiday season, right? No telling what's going on right now. They snatching up kids off the street so that they can sacrifice on this weekend coming up, that whole thing. And, so that they can move into this dark winter, try to accomplish their goals, all right? And part of that is to crash the economy and society as a whole, which is what they're doing so that they can bring this phoenix out of the ashes and order out of chaos and that whole thing. So we can see it, all right? This is 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. All right, so let's look at a couple of videos because you got the police walking away. They're being pressured into doing things that they refuse to do. The fire departments as well. So that's making a guard situation. They're standing off their guard. They're leaving their post, basically. So what is going to happen as a result of them leaving their post? It's going to be buck wild out here in the city. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's a blockade. That's a lockdown. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. The reason they'll be able to do that is because there ain't going to be no constable on patrol. Okay? People are leaving. They're standing down. They're leaving their posts. So let's watch this. This is about a week ago. It says, so what happens if the city of Chicago is short of officers amid the dispute over Vanessa Mandrake? At least 3 suburban counties say their departments will not be helping out. So they're standing down. They're not regarding their kings nor princes. All right? From on high, the chain of command, the higher ups. They're like, no. And this is all this is by design. It's designed like that so that they can go higher and bring in the guard, if you will, or the UN to do the job that people are refusing to do. People are just quitting their jobs in general. And the Most High is the one conducting it from the very top. So this is Fox 32 Chicago channel, October 19th. It says suburban police won't help Chicago should there be an officer shortage over the Vanessa Mandrake. Okay. Officer shortage, all right, in Chicago proper. And the suburban, right? The suburban officers are like, we're not going into the city where it's crazy. Right? We're going to stay right out here where it's almost safe. And so the city is going to go out to the suburbs. All right? And they're going to try to block that. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. They're going to try to block it off. All right, so let's watch.
So what happens if the city is short on officers? At least 3 suburban counties say their departments will not be helping out. A statewide law enforcement coalition told suburban police officials on Monday that the city could need help in an emergency should officers be taken off the job over the mandate issue. The Chicago Tribune reports the agency clarified this was only in case of serious catastrophic emergency, not routine duty. The Kendall County Sheriff told the Trib this was a self-induced emergency for Mayor Lightfoot. The DuPage County Sheriff tells us outside of a legitimate emergency, that office will not send officers to Chicago. And the Kane County Sheriff had a more detailed response, saying in part, quote, "I believe the polarization between the community and police is only reinforced by current Chicago politics. I will not send my personnel to Chicago unless an officer is under direct duress because I cannot support this slanted agenda."
All right,
so what happened?
That's the Egyptians coming against the Egyptians right there. All right, we got more. Let me see. This is let's get this. Go ahead. All right, this is CBS News Channel. Slovakia. Take that back. Start from the top. Okay. CBS News Channel, October 28th, which was, I believe, yesterday. New York firefighters protest DIVOC, Vanessa Mandrake, outside mayor's home, Lightfoot. Okay. Oh, no, this is NYC, so that would be de Blasio. Okay. Wait, they went to dude's home and stacked up on him. All right, so this is the time that we're in. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes. All right. The mayor, the governor, they're pulling up, if you will. All right, so let's watch this.
Before tomorrow's major vaccine mandate takes effect, a last-ditch effort for some of the city's finest and bravest.
Okay, and today is supposed to be that deadline, right, before fools go on non-paid leave or whatever they're calling it. Basically, you don't have a job until you acquiesce. All right, that's why they're not outright releasing them. They say you're still on the force, but you ain't getting no money until you understand that we mean business and you acquiesce.
Number two flying above as they rallied in front of the mayor's home, Gracie Mansion, to let their voices be heard.
Mansion. Gracie Mansion. Who lives in a mansion? All right, kings and princes. All right, might as well
It's really an absolutely unnecessary threat to the lives of New Yorkers. There is no crisis. Right now, 8% of New York City firefighters are out with fire-related injuries, and 1/16 of that number is out with COVID.
The city says it's ready to show the door to 3,500 FDNY members if they don't get the shot. A high-ranking FDNY source tells CBS2 as many as 20% of fire companies could close and their ambulance fleet could be impacted as well. If the mayor doesn't budge on his mandate, ralliers say it could mean lives will be lost.
No other way to do this. We currently have a staffing shortage as it is.
But the mayor defending the mandate today, saying the FDNY commissioner has a contingency plan.
Mandatory overtime, scheduling changes. There's other options they can turn to address the situation. We will be ready. If folks show up who are not vaccinated, their supervisors will address that.
The president of the Uniformed Firefighters Association argues 70% of members have already been infected and have natural immunity, so they don't need to be vaccinated. But the mayor and the city's doctors saying that's not good enough.
The strength and the duration of that immunity remains unknown.
As the window to vaccinate closes, there's growing concern about gaps in services in other city departments. A state Supreme Court judge denied the Police Benevolent Association lawsuit to halt the mandate and is upholding that officers must have their shots. The union president saying the ruling sets the city up for a real crisis, saying New Yorkers should blame the mayor and police commissioner Dermot Shea.
And from what I understand, on this day, they did kind of back off of the deadline in some situations, but we'll see. Because what they have to do is they have to cause confusion and get the people in an uproar, and they're doing that. They're being successful at doing that as they become more and more draconian. All right. So everything is going according to schedule. Let's watch this last one, or at least half of it. Okay, this is let's get rid of this. This is Fox News, yesterday, the 28th, and it reads, FDNY, which is Fire Department New York, union, all right? And the union is supposed to come to the aid of all of these so-called workers, right, that have enjoyed being, employed and are protected by their union. Lives will be lost due to Vanessa Mandrake. Okay. So this thing is this is the hand of the wicked. This is the hand of the laborers. They're mad. They're coming out. All right. Every hand of the wicked shall be against them. Paraphrasing. Let's watch this. Some of it.
I don't think the mayor understands what's going to happen on November 1st. There is going to be a catastrophic staffing shortage. I was told not to use the word manpower. Staffing shortage if 3,500 firefighters that are currently unvaccinated are told to not go to work.
All right. Every hand of the wicked, the laborers, shall be against this. You see this thing stirring up? All right. So this is throwing a wrench in Esau's plans. All right. And he's ready for it, but he's going to get backed up. His time is short, so he's on a schedule, and he's trying to speed the schedule up, but this is going to slow it way down.
We've been scraping together people to show up for work for the last several months just to keep firehouses open. You're going to see dozens and dozens of firehouses closed. You're going to see response times climb. It is inevitable. Lives are going to be lost. That is irrefutable.
Did you hear what the fire department of New York's union president just said? That number he spit out? 3,500 they've got to fill quickly over vaccine mandates. The New York Post has published an op-ed which says a police exodus would be catastrophic, of epic and bloody proportions. Fewer cops will certainly mean more killing, and remember, not one police officer was vaccinated before this year.
Okay. Let's see where this thing is going. Let's go back to the scripts. Let's read that again. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with a sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right? Why is that going to happen? Because there ain't going to be nobody to stop the mayhem. Okay? What does this say? A police exodus would be catastrophic, of epic and bloody proportions. Fewer cops will certainly mean more killing. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall spoil their houses, their goods. It's going to be a free-for-all. Okay? They're setting up for it. How does this happen? How does it get this bad out here? Because they're pulling down the popes, the popolopes. All right? So it makes perfect sense at this point. Jump back up here real quick. For there, this is 16. 2 Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Right? They shall not regard their kings nor princes. That's what's going on right here. All right? It says, NYC will pay a huge price for de Blasio's Vanessa Mandrake for police. So let's get one more and we'll go ahead and close it up. This is Isaiah 19. We know where we're going. All right, here's what's going on. How can their kingdom stand? Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. We see that going on. They're fighting within the government, within the city ranks, right? They're fighting the police and the firefighters are fighting against the mayor. Okay, they're fighting against the unions, the fire union, the police union. All right, and that thing is going to spill out of control. That's going to allow the people to fight on the street with no consequence. They're already fighting in Chicago, the gangs against the gang, and the gangs work for the police. One hand washes the other. So this thing is spiraling out of control, clearly, and they're facilitating it. All right? If you could say that the legislative branch doesn't need a Vanessa Mandrake, then you could say that about the boots on the ground. Okay? But you're not. You're calling, you waving them off, right, for that purge. There's going to be a purge out there. What does it say? Fewer cops will certainly mean more killing. Epic and a catastrophe of epic and bloody proportions. All right? So that's what's coming. All right? So prepare yourselves. Be ready. All right? So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. With that, we're going to say shalom.